As expected, the rain and snow created a mess on local roads.
And deputies say they had a hard time keeping up with all the crashes and slide-offs. News 3's Theo Keith took a road trip to see it all for himself. And Theo, I bet it was worse the further you got away from Madison, huh?
It was, Jen. There were a handful of serious crashes in our area. The slide-offs were really happening all over, though, but especially out on the rural roads and to our north.
It was a slow drive on the interstate near the Dells. Trucks were out plowing and salting, but the road was still slick. There was no resting at the rest stop for Jessica Niedermeyer. She pulled off on her way home to Milwaukee from Minneapolis.
I've lost about an hour and a half, so it's taken me a really long time.
What have you seen out there?
I've seen at least a dozen cars in the ditch with their flashers on, caution tape.
While interstate travel was tricky to the north, rural roads were bad all over the area. They weren't getting as much attention from road crews, meaning more slide-offs and damage and calls to Dane County deputies.
It is going to take us some time to get to you with the number of calls we're taking this evening.
Deputy Brad Duffrin spent the evening responding to rollovers and crashes with minor injuries.
They just said the roads were fine a half-mile back, and then all of a sudden it turned to ice, and that's kind of what we try to remind everybody is it may be fine in one spot, you go half-mile down the road and the conditions can change right there, and it's going to be pure ice then.
And even though the precipitation fell in the form of rain after nightfall, deputies were concerned it could freeze on cold roads. That's why Niedermeyer and others are just fine taking it slow.
I'd like to make it home. There's a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie that I'd like to see tonight.
In the city of Madison, 36 salt and plow crews have been out since this morning. They'll keep at it until the roads are less slippery, but out on the rural roads again, that's where the deputies wanted you to take it careful, especially for the morning commute and even on the sidewalks. It's quite slick. There is just about, I'd say about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch of ice out here on the backyard patio, and this is not unique. This is all over the place, guys.
These are the elements when you have to think safety first.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Theo Keith reporting. Theo, thank you.